Hello, welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews. It's Gaming Friday. I'm Gary.
And I'm just blowing off my floppy disk so it fits in properly.
What now? Well, that's right, because we are playing a very retro game today. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Dark Colony, which was released on the 31st of August 1997.
Wow.
It's a real-time strategy, and it was available on Windows, Mac, and IBM PCs.
Wow, IBM. Don't they make missiles?
What?
No, I think that's ICBM.
Right. Now, I just want to say straight away that this opening cut sequence is amazing. Absolutely love this cut sequence because why? Because this was 1997 and this was gory as hell. Literally, you know, so I'd seen Starship Troopers around this time. 1997, I think so.
Starship Troopers,
maybe just after. I'm pretty sure because I saw these troopers and I was like, wow, they're like Starship Troopers. Yeah. You know, but they're fighting the Greys. Well, but then also being a big fan of Aliens, you know, there was nothing else. I was not seeing anything else like it in video games, and then seeing these giant mech walkers coming in, soldiers blowing up. You see those little things in the background. Those are mines that you can drop into the ground. But look at those alien heads exploding!
Oh man! Those flying
bombers.
Things.
Yep. Those slug things are harvesters. There's also artillery units.
Wow!
But it's like listening to these soldiers screaming and yelling. The sound of the gunfire.
Yeah.
Now in the game, these are the alien type troopers that like to decapitate soldiers.
Nice.
They pounce on him. I think they rip his head clean off. Now this sequence here, bit of trivia for people that are a fan of the channel. I think it was our Warm Bodies review. And we edited a quick montages of stuff to turn us back to human. When you gave me the footage to finalize, I inserted a Dark Colony sequence into that because I was like, it would have to be Dark Colony to bring me back to life. And oh my god, I love this bit where the trooper's just interrogating the alien and he's like, and that's the way I see it, you bug-eyed fuck! Blows his fucking brains away. I'll just wait for it.
Bang!
Yes!
Oh man!
Just love it.
Jesus, Manon's got nothing on this shit.
But there are cut sequences throughout the rest of the game where you're seeing troopers with their intestines hanging out, flies all over them. There are sequences with alien heads stuck on spikes.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's super gory, so I'm super into it. Now, I'm already playing this game through. As soon as I got this game working again, I just jumped straight into it. So I'm going to load my game up in a sec. But you can see you got multiplayer, single player. There's an encyclopedia for everything else.
Yeah.
My character's name is always Major Payne, even though I'm not sure what rank I am. I'm Colonel Payne now. So you can see I've unlocked 4 ribbons so far.
Yeah.
Everything else. This is going to briefly explain the mission. Now, this mission, Blood Canyon, is the hardest mission in the entire game.
Wow.
You can play the entire campaign through as the humans or as the aliens. So you get 2 campaigns with the game, which is great. The game also has an expansion, the Council Wars, which carries on the story and again is 2 campaigns. So what you're looking at here is, you know, the bread and butter of any RTS game.
RTS, you're sending your troops out, and I'm assuming that little thing you just sent down there is a harvester to get the energy.
Yep.
What's the energy in this one?
It's Petra 7. And now in the bottom right corner, you can see in the blue text building up, that's how much resources I've got. Now, this mission is really difficult. Now, I've just gone into the tech menu, which is the second tab, and upgraded my soldiers' weaponry. Now, within this mission, my base is the bottom left corner. You can see in the top right, you know, the field of war, or the fog of war. A lot of it's grayed out. But there are 3 areas where alien council members spawn on the map, and they've got to make their way to the enemy, or the alien base. If they do, they send in reinforcements that will come and immediately attack my base via flying saucer dropships.
Right, okay.
So I need to eliminate the council members from doing that. So this mission is, you have to be super aggressive. So I've just built 3 troopers now. I'm going to send them up here to
attack,
to defend where the council members will come in from.
Right, okay, yeah.
Now, I'm just going to say now this game was developed by Strategic Simulations, Game Tech, Rockstar Toronto, and Sold Out Software.
Wow.
And I was surprised to see Rockstar. His name was in there.
Well, that's the violence in it, isn't it?
It was published by Strategic Simulations, Game Tech, and Take-Two Interactive.
Nice.
So the story, it's set in the year 2137. Humans have they've come to Mars and they've set up, processing plants to terraform the planet. The Greys have turned up from somewhere else in space and seen Mars and gone, that looks like a great stopgap for maybe an invasion of Earth.
Nice.
Also turns out that these aliens are the aliens that I think landed in Roswell. I think you find that out in the Council Wars, because you go back to Roswell and try and steal some tech or some aliens that have been held there.
It might be a bit pissed off that that people have been captured.
Yeah, so right now I'm just sending Colonel Payne out in the map, revealing the fog of war. He's the fastest character out there. He has the most armor and hit points.
Nice.
You can see on the quick menu, you've got stop, move, attack, set waypoints, and the star icon.
Yeah.
If you use the star icon next to troops, then it sort of buffs them temporarily. But because he's now a colonel, if I wait long enough, I get to call in reinforcements, requesting backup.
Nice.
Anyone who's played this game extensively will know all of the voices and all the characters. You hear it over and over again. I mean, it's the same thing with Command and Conquer.
Yeah, I was going to say, silo needed.
Yes.
Silo needed. Just like...
Base under attack.
Base under attack. A-bomb launched.
Unit detected. But it's all part of the charm. I mean, Command and Conquer predates this. Command and Conquer, the original, was out in 1995.
Yes.
So this game is one of the million clones of Command and Conquer, immediately overshadowed by Command and Conquer and all of the clones. But for me, this game was absolutely perfect. It didn't have the goofy cutscenes of Command and Conquer. It didn't have the realism of some of the others. I mean, there was a lot of sci-fi ones. But this one here just captured the spirit of fighting aliens, I guess, on Mars.
Yeah, I suppose for me, I mean...
So thematically it was...
Yeah, I mean, I never got to play this, but I've heard you extensively talk about the nights you would spend in your room alone,
just practicing and playing this one mission because I could never complete it.
And the thing I took from the conversations we had was just the little details in the game that you don't really get in other games. Like we said, we've got Command and Conquer out, and I think Command and Conquer Red Alert may have come out just before this as well, maybe just after.
Yeah.
And like you said, with this, you play it and you don't know about the little things that are happening. The council members are just going to call in reinforcements. You're going to get fucked over and game over.
Yes. I've always said that this is the hardest RTS game I've ever played. I don't know anyone else.
You never completed Alien vs Predator Extinction.
True, but I didn't like the game. I didn't like it enough to stay with it. I know a lot of people have yelled at me in the comment section for that video, just saying, "Oh, you're shit if you need the cheat codes and stuff like that."
Yeah, but that game's fucking hard.
It is hard. I would say that it was hard, and I didn't stick with it long enough because I didn't like it.
There wasn't anything in it that with Alien
even though it was aliens and predators,
but it didn't have an ending. It didn't have any cut sequences. This, you had a cut sequence right at the beginning. So
you also have cut sequences in this game if you fail the mission.
Yeah.
So there's even more cut sequences that you might not see if the aliens have managed to flank around the back of the base. So quickly rebuilding there.
One of the cool things I read about it, before we recorded was this RTS has a night and day cycle.
Yes, one of the first, if not the first,
if not the only one.
I'm not sure. There's not many RTS games that have day-night cycles.
Yeah, exactly. And there's not many day-night cycle.
You can
RTS
see the clock
games.
In the bottom right corner right now. It's the end of the day.
Yeah, which benefit certain characters. Like the humans work better during the day.
They
deal more damage and they can see, where the Greys work better at night.
That's right.
So when you switch back, like it's turning to nighttime now, so you've got to go massively defensive now.
Yes,
because the Greys are going to be
doing more damage
stronger.
And have more range and vision.
And because you can play as the Greys, when you do your Grey playthrough, you're
nighttime.
You're mainly aiming for nighttime because during the day the Marines will kick your ass. Those little things make the game stand out.
Well, that and the fact that otherwise the units on both factions or both teams are exactly the same, other than their visual differences. I think obviously the Reapers, I think they're called for the humans, which is the mech walkers.
Right.
They still have to be at point blank range to shoot stuff.
Right. Okay.
Whereas the alien has the side like a cyber demon creature thing that you saw rip the trooper's head off.
Yeah.
Of course, they're only close range.
Yeah.
So they kind of negate each other. Everything else is the same: artillery, health units, resources, mines. deployment. They just look different and sound different.
But you always balance that out, don't you? The melee units are always strong enough to take out the shooting units, but then you get your flying units, and then they can take out the melee units, and so on and so forth. Oh, you get attacked by...
Yeah, I'm still trying to set up my defences
man, those
down
things
here.
are just warp right in your base.
I got my firestorms. They should be able to hold off. My commander is now enabled to drop reinforcements, so requesting backup. Now I'm going to send the commander back to the base and help deal maybe with what's going on there.
What's going on here?
I can start building healing units. I'm just going to upgrade my firestorms there so that they do extra damage now. First round of upgrades for everything is 1,000 credits. Then the second tier upgrade is 2,000 credits.
Wow. Okay.
Obviously, you cannot. You don't get mobile construction vehicles. You can't expand your base and build elsewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, wherever the game says your base is where your base is. Once you buy the upgrade, you buy the upgrades. If certain bits of your base are destroyed and attacked or damaged, you can heal them with your med bots.
Yeah.
Or you can buy the structure again. But if all of your structures are gone, you're pretty much dead in the water. Unless you're still mining Petra 7 and you can sort of rebuild the base again. But if that's happening, chances are you're probably going to need to restart. Now, I was going to say with the game and difficulty, the reason why I said this was the most difficult, because this game forces you to play aggressively. I breezed through Command and Conquers, just playing, defensively, building yourself up, and then just building a Tesla nest right into the base, or doing other things. And then building up to your mammoth tanks. With this one here, it was a case of, I tried to turtle it, and you just can't. You need to go out there, and when the game, you hear the sound effect of a Petra 7 vent erupting, you need to have your forces already in position, your firestorm defenses or some troopers, and your mining thing, they're ready to start mining it, because the alien player will send his harvesters straight out to those eruption points, no matter where they are on the map. And they probably leave them unprotected, but it means the alien is harvesting all the Petra 7 and amassing an army, and he will come and wipe you out with it. So you need to aggressively take those points. It's difficult on this mission because you need to spend your money on your forces to get them into 3 different positions to hold them to protect against the council members, while the alien player is also harvesting and building forces to come and take you out. So you're kind of battling on 4 or 5 different fronts.
But I'm seeing... experience with the game.
Yes, I mean,
knowing what units to get, what upgrades to get,
when to get them, how to deploy them.
Because I'm assuming Major or Colonel Payne has been upgraded over a number of levels to this point.
Yes. Now, I think if you fail certain missions and then retry them, I think you can get demoted. So depending on what sort of rank you're at, it really depends on how many reinforcements you call down when you call them in. Now, right now, you've seen I've sent my harvester up to here, because when fighting on Mars, you figured out that the aliens have uncovered secret portals, secret artifacts that were already here, whether it was the aliens or an alien race that existed beforehand. And these are ultimate weapons, essentially, that you can harvest and use them. There's one that harvests the energy of solar energy, and it's basically just a small kind of missile drop. This one here, I think, is the Mactor, and I think this one opens up tiny sort of black holes, which open up temporarily and suck everything into.
Nice.
There's also ones that are they're like phantasm balls, but with hundreds of blades coming out everywhere.
Wow.
And they just fly across the map in a small area, killing everything it touches. And then, of course, there's the ultimate death weapon, which is the final mission of the game, which is just a giant artifact, one of its kind, which you just need on its own, with a ton of med bots flying around with it, and that thing just flies in and just starts zapping death ray, everything, which is awesome. But that's the final mission. But the game is also not just all, here's your base, there's the enemy base, do this, take that out. There are some missions which require you have no base. Some missions I've been ambushed back here. Damn it, I need to pull them back, and the harvester's dead. Can I get my Medbot back? Medbot should be able to heal the artifact, which hopefully I'll be able to go and deploy. I think my other one's been shot down as well. So there are certain missions where you don't have a base, you are sort of in a tunnel system, and it'll be like, go and rescue the prisoners of war. I'm just going to deploy the black hole. I've got no troops in range, so everything now is just getting sucked in.
Nice. Look at that. That's a small pile of alien creatures.
So you're in tunnel systems. Sometimes you just start with a Sarge, sometimes with a small troop, and it'll be like, go and find that alien artifact, and you wander around tunnels. You can get lost, but you have to fight certain aliens and strategize when you use your buff tool, and sometimes you have to find prisoners of war in order then to be able to go and find the artifact, because if you try and get there on your own, you just won't make it. It does break up the game a little bit, makes it different.
It sounds more like one of my issues I found with like the Command and Conquer games was that you were this nameless commander. You know, the people in the Command and Conquer games were constantly talking to you, saying, "Commander, you got to do this. Commander, you got to do that." But I got bored because I felt kind of powerless to all these other characters that were going on and actually controlling the situations outside of what I did. With this, though, it's like you're major pain.
Well, yeah, you get to name your character. Yeah, that's about it.
But you have to lead this force.
Yeah.
To victory.
There's a lot of flavor text at the beginning and the end of each mission. There are, I believe, 3 major Earth companies that have come to the planet.
Yeah.
You play Pan Lumoth Corporation. There's also Erogen and Stratus corporations.
Right. Okay.
And they all have their own military teams as well.
So you weren't just fighting aliens at some point, you got to fight other humans.
Well, no, you're all kind of on the same side against them, but as the game progresses, the human forces get taken out. And there's I'm not going to go into spoilers, but maybe, I mean, the game's 21 years old. But it's fun. It's fun. And so also, you can play Skirmishes, and I played this on a LAN multiplayer in a student house.
Nice.
Like in 1999-ish.
Yeah.
And I got like 4 people hooked up to this game, but I won every game without fail. No one could beat me.
Because they weren't as aggressive as you.
But they also they never completed the actual game. They couldn't do it. Like I said, I don't know anyone else who's ever completed this game until the internet basically came along, and I got to find other people that helped try and keep the game alive, try to mod it and patch it so that you could play it on the internet and things like that. I know my dad also completed this game. He was a big fan of the game. I actually purchased this game in its original box for him for Christmas just gone.
Yes.
And he's not been able to play it yet.
Because computers don't have disk drives anymore.
Well, I mean, mine doesn't have a disk drive, and that was a problem for me. Obviously, he has a disk drive, but even having the disk drive in Windows 10 and game compatibility mode, it still just went, what is this? This belongs in a museum. Like, we can't play this. So, in order to actually play this game, what I've had to do is get an ISO of the disc and then mount it using demon-like tools, mount it onto a separate drive. Then I had to go into the installation folder for Dark Colony and go into the certain files and adjust the text, so that, because the game automatically thinks it's looking for the disc in a particular folder. So you have to go into the source code file and change it to the mounted drive where you've put the ISO, and then run the game, and it runs fine every time.
And if you understood that, then you'll probably enjoy this game.
I am not a big computery person in that regard. I used to be back in '97. Doing that sort of thing was fine. There are YouTube and Google videos and things. There are forums for this game and certain ways in order to try and get the game to run. I still have issues running this game. Now, you can probably see a lot of artifacting that's happened throughout this video over the cursor, where you can sort of see that window tab come up. I'm sorry that it's in the video. I've tried to find solutions to get rid of it, but I was just like, I'm so happy the game is running. I just want to play the game. Actually. Well, I mean, it's barely noticeable when I'm playing the game on full screen. I don't notice it too much, but on the playback of the video, it's a lot bigger than it was.
Yeah, but these, I mean, we're saying that we're playing a game that's 21 years old. We have downloaded games on emulators that have been told they really, really work, and the game crashes on us.
Yes,
I'm a big standard of, we should be able to play all classic games, but with the way that technology is nowadays, and the way the technology of the games were constructed back on the day, they're just incompatible,
right?
And it's a real shame. But as long as if all you get is a tiny little white box that appears on the screen as like the glitch, then you're fucking laughing, because you've got the rest of the game to play with and the rest of the stuff to ignore. So I see you. I mean, you've just come out of a big battle just then.
Yeah, and it's now halfway through the next day already. Yeah, I've had to recoup. I'm now mining more Petra 7 where I am.
Where are those ass shooting aliens? Because I was just liking them actually. Those aliens.
They're like
the big
golems.
balls.
Yeah, exactly. They do ridiculous amount. Oh no, that's the enemy artillery units.
Yeah, they just shoot.
These ones are shooting things out of their heads.
Yeah.
But they're equivalent to my Sarge units. I mean, those ones down in the bottom, the yellow.
Who's that guy flying? With the jetpack?
That's a wisp, and that's the enemy's healing drone, essentially.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus.
So, yeah, his artillery's bombing the shit out of me right now.
And, I mean, that's the cool thing, is the fact that you're seeing a lot of mixtures of units.
Oh, you have to mix up. You need to have your firestorms to set up a defensive perimeter, your artillery behind it, healing drones on top of them.
It's one of the things that annoyed me with like Dawn of War. I'm a big fan of Dawn of War on the PC, the first one, not the ones that came after, because real-time strategy again reminds me of Command and Conquer. You go around and you just beat the crap out of like other forces in 40k.
Yeah.
But the hardest settings that you put the computer on in skirmish mode, he doesn't actually get any tougher. He just sends more and more tiny units at you quicker.
Okay.
So once you've built up a defensive wall, you literally are just walking the rest of the map because you've got all the biggest units.
Well, a
and
lot
the
more.
Is...
in RTSs, the AI, you can have multiple different personalities or options for them now, whether they're an aggressive, a turtler, or a rush tactic, or all of these things.
You don't get that on Dawn of War, but what I'm saying is like, at least in this, on the first level, the computers sent a couple of infantry troops, then it sent some melee. Now you fought that off, it's going to send some bombardment units along with healers as well. So you're trying to take out these bombardment units, and then you realise, shit, I better take that healer out first. Yeah. Because he's keeping them alive. Yes. Which means changing your course of firepower onto them, which means...
But they quite regularly balance their units as well.
Yeah, which is really, like I said, which is a really cool thing, especially for a game this old.
I often find with this that once I've dealt with an enemy attack, I'm not always able to take out their artillery, and the alien artillery will retreat back for its next army to come at you. Yes. So what you need to do is build the flying ships, I think they're called the Ospreys, and send them over, because they've got a much bigger field of view on the battlefield, so that they can spot the enemies and your artillery will still hit them. Yes. But they're kind of like my last thing that I will build. Really, there's a couple of missions where it's key to do, because I can deploy them over water areas where the enemy troops can't shoot them down. Yeah. And my artillery then can just bomb stuff from a bigger distance. Nice. So yeah, I still need to upgrade some tech. Damn it, all of those are being hit by artillery right now. The Sarge units are great, but they are weak as hell.
Are those the guys with the guns all on their bodies?
They're the ones that you can see their flesh, basically. Yeah, they got the guns, mounted guns on their shoulders. Yeah. When you upgrade their final weaponry, they fire napalm launchers. Nice. So when you've got like 15 Sarge units and you tell them all to napalm an area, and it's just like,
it's not surviving, whatever.
Well, I mean, everything in there just continues to take damage over time, while the rest of your units just continues to shoot the shit out of it. I'm setting up some more firestorms now, because I still want to go and get some more artifacts to use against the enemies. I'm getting napalm now. So now they've got napalm.
Yeah, the napalm.
There's 2 artifact bits up there. You can only know where the artifact bits are when you get all of the buildings built, and the last building I think cost 3,000 credits. So I've still got 4 troops up there. They're probably going to get annihilated by the next swarm of council members, but hopefully they'll do some damage before they go down. What I need to do is just keep expanding out to control the map. Yes. I used to spend a lot more on firestorms. You might think I've got firestorms everywhere now, but before I would literally have I would fill the whole quadrant of the map with firestorm defenses, so I could keep pulling back if I needed to back behind the next line of defense. I'm kind of gambling a little bit more here now and just going right out with the Sarges and some healing drones and
the weird thing is, I'm getting a lot of...
So I've done now because units move at different speeds, my artillery is now kind of exposed. I need them to haul ass quickly while that alien force I can see on the map is coming down. Yeah. So I'm going to need them. I wanted these here to cover the next alien council race, but now my artillery is being attacked by those. Yeah, so I'm going to have to send these up.
Like I said, this does remind me a lot of Alien vs Predator Extinction. Like you just said it about the expansion of the map. Yeah. The computer in that was a lot aggressive like this right from the start. You'd have no base built and already everything was already attacking you. But once you built especially the Marine campaign. I think the Marine campaign was definitely the hardest out of that whole game because you had to find the processors, just like in this,
that you could extract,
get the minerals, get the resources to cool down more troops to move in. While the aliens, they just killed people and made facehuggers. Yeah. You know, the Predators, if they killed something, they just took honor points and just built more stuff. But you would slowly build up a bunch of units, move forward, wait till the fog of war expands, kill whatever come in, you know, and it just further and further until by the end, just before you killed the last thing, the whole map is unlocked and you're like, you breathe a sigh of relief with the whole journey you've made across that map. How many units you've lost.
Yeah.
You know, how many resources you've spent, you know.
Well, the game will give you a quick breakdown of how many units you've killed, lost, and how many resources you accumulated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you earn some of the ribbons, some of the medals. Now, I'm trying to remember. Now, I think some of the medals have some bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. I think they are just a cosmetic look. But yeah, my entire team that was sent down there to face the council members have been annihilated.
Really?
Yes. And now the aliens are sitting there, so I'm sending this as a payback team because he's just got flyers down there. So hopefully I'm just going to annihilate all of them as some payback.
Hopefully.
Damn it. I'm down to what? 3 Sarges, the commander, and 4 drones. It's not what I set out with.
No, you had artillery just a minute ago. You had, that's the thing. Once you've watched all your forces get wiped out, and you're just waiting for the resources to come back up, so you can just get loads in.
Yeah.
And after a while, I look at the force that I've just annihilated the computer with, and I'm like, yes, you deserve that. Took me like.
He's still got so many forces.
He's got so much coming that you don't feel bad when you've got.
Another Sarge down.
Oh no.
I say I'm sent out. You see, I'm clicking on the move button, which means when I tell them to move now, they will stop attacking. If it stays on the attack option and I click them to move, they will stay there and fight until everything's dead or they're dead. Then move.
So you're luring the
aliens now into my firestorm defense. Now I've got some napalm. Maybe fire my napalm back. Depends how much comes at me.
Always a good tactic. And the yellow dots on the map, those are all the aliens, aren't they?
The yellow dots are the aliens, yeah. So you can see they're amassing now in the middle section again.
Yeah, it's a big force coming down from the middle. Wow.
That firestorm's probably going to get nailed unless...
Yeah, you're just going to
have... healing bots. My healing bots can also heal the other healing bots. If you have one healing bot on its own, it can't heal itself.
Nice. So you have a group of them to...
Yeah.
Is there a limit capacity to
I think
units?
It's 150 units. I think it might have been patched or modded. I think they've increased it since the original game's release.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is just playing off the disc. No patches or anything like that. So I'm not sure, but I've not hit up until this point playing, I've not needed any more units.
Yeah.
So you get plenty of variety.
And they get wiped out so quickly that
you're just replenishing it, but you just need to know. Sarge, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Another Sarge down. Yeah, another one in to replace him.
Look at him, he's on his knees, and then he exploded.
Yeah, they detonate when they die.
God. I didn't know
self-destruct system activated.
Self-destruct.
Yeah, that's the worst thing when you're playing the game and all you can hear is self-destruct system activated. Self-destruct. You're like, that's more my Sarge units being wiped out.
Do they damage each other when they explode?
I don't think so. No, just enemy units.
Because that would be the worst.
You know, I'm playing this game through now, and even after all this time, I'm like, shit, is my artillery hitting my own troops? I'm not sure. Still not sure.
Just pull them back. Wow. How many days what's the longest you've ever gone?
I think I've gone up to 4 days on one mission, and it was one of those where all the Petra 7 vents on the entire map had been exhausted. So both me and the alien player were earning like 3 credits a second, which is nothing.
Yeah.
So it's at that point then where you just, every unit, you know, you have to bait the enemy to you, firestorm them, artillery them, make sure all your units stay alive, use your commander to call in more units.
Yeah.
And just strategically take out the enemy bases. When you're attacking enemy bases, you want to be hitting his versions. I don't know why I just called in my reinforcers right on top of them.
I was going to say, they are getting splattered.
Not one of them is walking out of there.
No, that was a silly plan.
Just throw units into the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just doing a quick jump here.
Jump cut.
Okay, so I did lose that battle, but I've replenished my forces. You see, I've got an army of Sarges here now. I'm attacking the alien bases, and I was going to say, when you attack the alien base, you want to hit their firestorm versions, which basically they're turrets.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a bit of trouble here because I've got my healing units in the top left corner. They're distracting his golems right now. which are those purple ones up there, which do extensive amount of damage. My other units, because they're kind of stupid around enemy bases, and this is my only criticism for the game, is that when there are enemies that are behind enemies, or enemies behind bases, napalm, fucking sons of bitches, you cannot hit them. So I think there's an artillery to the right of the base that's bombing the shit out of me, and my troops, I think I might have killed him actually.
No, there he is.
But they're more interested in hitting the base.
Yeah.
They're always more, they don't always go for the targets you want, so you have to choose the move order to say, look, go and hit that target, stop hitting the base.
Yeah.
And it can be quite frustrating.
Yeah, the AI sometimes can piss you off because you click a point and you go, look, go there. Yeah. And then they
take a different route.
They take a completely different. Yeah, why are you going the long way for? And it happens to walk them through.
There's the artillery still there. But I'm clicking on him. Yeah. And it's like, oh, the base. And it's like, no, behind the base. And it's like, no, the base. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you win this one because the last clip wasn't so good.
What? Oh yeah, I know. I was being overrun, but I've got it down. I've got it down.
They've got to walk. Those guys, all your other sergeants, got to walk all the way up this map.
Well, I already destroyed the base that was south of this one. There was actually 2 enemy bases on this one.
Wow, was there?
Yes. So I think all those sergeants are fine because they cannot hit that artillery. They just will not go for it.
I would have walked up. I would say walk up to it and then detonate, but they're not even moving. They're just fucking fire. Oh no, they're walking.
Trying.
Yeah, you were charged to shooting them.
So there's one last thing I really want to praise about this game, and this is the game's soundtrack.
Right.
Right now, running it off the CD like I am, I'm not getting any music through the game. Yeah. So what I generally do is just go to YouTube and go Dark Colony soundtrack, random shuffle, repeat, play. Yeah. And it just plays the soundtrack throughout. And granted, it'll continue playing throughout the cutscenes, but it's fine. I really love the soundtrack for this game. When I'm playing the Xenoshift card game, I'd play the Dark Colony soundtrack in the background because Xenoshift for me kind of evokes memories of this game. Yeah. And it's just great. Also, the game's ambient soundtrack. It's just sort of chirping crickets or insects in the background.
Everything's all quiet, the calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm, and then also the music will kick in again.
And you just got gunfire and explosions.
I highly recommend this game. If you can get it, you can get it on the internet and download it. If you can get it to run, there are forums and guides out there on getting it to run. And then if you can play it and actually finish it, if you have the nostalgia for it, if you love the RTS genre, and there was games that you still want to play that harken back to that old school feeling of going back to like Doom 2 from, 1992. Yeah. That was my first RTS game really that brought me to this and led me eventually to playing Halo Wars 2017. So much to enjoy, such a great game, so much nostalgia. Awesome, highly recommended.
I recommend it as well if you're a fan of RTSs. Some of them nowadays just aren't that great. No. They've lost something along the way, but I still think there are still massively great ones out there, and this is one of those really difficult ones that is quite still fun.
Yes, yeah. And so with that, I just want to say thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Friday with another video game. Of course, film reviews on Thursdays, game reviews on Fridays. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Patreon. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.
See ya.